Please keep the traction control on. Most of you should not be driving with the traction control off. I know you want to be a manly man, especially if you have a nice car. If you have a McLaren or a Lamborghini, they want you to wreck. They want to ban combustion engines as it is. And so when you're out there doing burnouts in front of a Cars and Coffee, you're just giving them more reason to push the electric agenda. Welcome back, guys. How's everybody doing? What is something that people do with their cars or to their cars that you don't understand? It could be normal people, car enthusiasts. Well, let's focus on car enthusiasts. I don't understand debadging. Why would you debadge your car? I know people say it's a cleaner look, or I'm building a sleeper and I don't want anyone to know what it is. So I can get the sleeper part if you don't want people to know. But I disagree that it's a cleaner look. I think it makes the car look generic. And what's even worse is up badging, which doesn't seem to be as popular as it used to be. But I remember in the 90s and early 2000s, everybody was up badging their BMWs, putting the M5 badge on the 530 or the M3 badge on the 325i. And that's just the worst. Why would you do that? I mean, maybe you want to trick people that don't like cars, that aren't into cars, which doesn't make any sense because those people don't care anyway. And all the enthusiasts are going to know. Every enthusiast knows when you up badge a car. That to me is the worst. I don't understand when people denib their tires. I think that's what it's called. When they get rid of the tiny little nibs that stick out of the tires. And look, I'm a neat freak. I am driving an old car and I spent 2 days correcting the paint and polishing it. So I get it, I'm a neat freak too. But denibbing the tires, I don't get that. Somebody please explain it to me. Because that doesn't make any sense. I just do not understand that. Never driving your car. I get that maybe it's a collector's piece and you want to keep the miles low. I can understand that and I can respect that. But never driving it, like having a car with 15 miles or even a couple hundred miles, like you just drive it around the block once a year. I don't get that. Doesn't make sense to me. Maybe if it's a blue chip car, if it's a top tier investment, a McLaren F1 and you're some super rich guy, okay, I can understand that. But I can't understand having a automatic Corvette C7 and doing that. That doesn't make any sense. Get out and drive the thing. Enjoy the car. I don't understand stance, the really aggressive camber. To me, it looks like shit. I just do not get it. Somebody explain that to me. I'm probably just way too old to get that or to understand that, but I get modding your car to improve the aesthetics, but making the aesthetics worse, to me, doesn't make any sense. You have a passion for it, okay, I can respect that. I just will probably never understand it. When people put huge wheels on their cars, and you see this with trucks a lot, giant wheels, and don't upgrade the brakes. Now, if you're going to put the big wheels on, in my opinion, you've got to put bigger rotors and calipers, or else it just looks weak. Like you see these big trucks, these guys with their big trucks, and they have these huge wheels and these tiny little 12-inch brakes, 2-piston calipers. I just think that looks goofy. If you're going to do it, you got to do it all. So upgrade the brakes. And you want to be able to stop, right? I mean, having good brakes will save your butt. Upgrade your brakes, do your brakes. How about non-functional body work, body kits, vents that aren't functional that you add to your car or tack onto your car, or just tacking on excessive plastic. You know, the Walmart build, as I like to call it. I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me. Maybe if you're 15, 16 years old, but why put a bunch of plastic crap on your car and make it look worse? And I'm not saying every body kit is bad. There's some really cool body kits out there. But there's also a lot of junk. And it's not just the cheap Walmart stuff, all the Mansouri garbage with the, remember they used to put diamonds, or it wasn't Mansouri, somebody was putting diamonds in the paint years ago, just like ridiculous stuff. Gaudy, new money trash, or whatever you want to call it. Just not for me. It's too cheesy. And of course, I'm a neat freak, so I cannot understand when people do not take pride or take care of what they have, even if it's just a modest vehicle. Keep it clean. Take care of it. Do the maintenance. I do not get it when people beat their cars up. If you already have a beater, that's one thing. If it's a work truck, if you do construction and you need a work truck or a farm truck, absolutely, I understand that. That makes sense. But normal, everyday people should take care of their cars, keep their cars somewhat clean. I mean, you don't have to wash it every week. You don't even have to wash it once a month, but keep the damn thing clean. And there's nothing worse than seeing a really nice vehicle, a luxury vehicle, a high-end Mercedes or BMW, and it looks like trash. It's been dogged. I cannot stand that. That's so wasteful. Of course, we got to talk about the dummies at car shows, at Cars and Coffee, that have to peel out or have to race, have to rev their engines excessively. And I know some events you can rev your engines, it's fine. We're not talking about that. You're at a racetrack, at an event where it's acceptable, or wherever it's some private property where it's acceptable. Okay, that's cool. And of course, I like the way cars sound too, man. When you're disturbing the peace, when you're being reckless, when you're putting people in danger at events that the public and the government already doesn't like. I mean, they want to ban combustion engines as it is. And so when you're out there doing burnouts in front of a Cars and Coffee, you're just giving them more reason to push the electric agenda. So stop it, man. Stop it. Go somewhere where nobody's around if you're going to do that. Or go to the racetrack. That's what the track is for. And if you guys disagree with me, please comment. I want to hear, because I'm sure a lot of you are going to disagree with some of these things. So please comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. People want to show off at these events, at Cars and Coffee. The people that you're showing off for don't care about you. Those kids out there with cameras, they don't care about you. They want to see you wreck because they're going to get more views, especially if you have a nice car, if you have a McLaren or a Lamborghini. They want you to wreck because they're going to go viral off that and make you look like a fool. They're going to get up in your face when you wreck your car. It's not worth it. Don't do it. If you are going to do it, at least keep the traction control on. Most of you should not be driving with the traction control off. I know you want to be a manly man, but let's face it, you suck at driving. The idea that you think that you're really good at driving tells me that you suck at driving, because the people that are really good drivers will say, well, I need to work on this, I need to work on that. Oh, I'm okay. So yeah, keep traction control on, boys. Check your tires. Even good drivers lose it. Pro drivers can lose it. And if they can lose it, you can lose it. It just isn't worth it. It's terrible for the community. It's terrible for everybody. These takeovers, don't get me started on the takeovers. I don't want to associate with that trash at all. Hell, I don't even like to go to night events because of it. Being extremely loyal to one brand to the point to where you will not drive anything else, that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I get having a favorite brand, like Porsche, if Porsche is your favorite brand, or Ford, if Ford is your favorite brand, or Chevy, or whoever, but only driving that brand, you're missing out, man. You're missing out. No manufacturer's cars are that good to where you should only experience that one. You're missing out. You're missing out. You should experience different women, and you should experience different cars. I mean, these brands don't care about you. Why should you care about them that much? You think Porsche cares about you? Or Honda? You think Honda cares about me? They don't care. I'm gonna buy what's best for me, and I'm gonna experience what I want to experience, and not get caught up in some silly image or only drive this type of car because this is what I identify with. Come on, man. Now we've got to discuss parking. Taking up 2 parking spaces or not parking correctly, that drives me nuts when you see a car that's taking up 2 spots. There's a guy at my gym that parks his giant truck crooked, taking up 2 lanes during rush hour when the gym is packed. And I've been tempted to just take a video and put it on the internet and call him out or find out who he is, because it is like dude, you're gonna have elderly people that need a parking spot, mothers with their children, and you're gonna take up 2 spots and then they have nowhere to park. Like, get over yourself and your giant truck. You know, it's always a guy that's 5'4" with, you know, oh, we won't go there. Some short guy that's on too much test, that doesn't know how to work out, that's compensating, you know, overcompensating. He's got to take up 2 parking spots. Take up an old person's parking spot in the gym. Come on, man. Come on. I think that's about it. I really can't think of anything else. I'm sure after I stop recording, I'll have like 10 more things. And some of these are universal, like the burnouts at the car shows, the takeovers. We should all be in agreement about that. I know some of you are gonna say, well, Phil, you're wrong about stance because of this, and that. But hey, please enlighten me, comment below. Looks like we gotta get over here Something's going on. Road work, cops. Oh, somebody's pulled over. Weaving in and out of traffic, or cutting up as they call it. Why would you do that, man? Put other people's lives at risk, at jeopardy. I'm not saying you can't drive aggressive. I mean, I drive aggressive here and there. But to put other people's lives at risk doesn't make you a good driver because you can race fast. We used to call it weaving in and out of traffic. And yes, I was guilty of that when I was younger, but not to the point to where I was cutting up or whatever they call it today. You all are just nuts for doing that, man. Should not be doing that. That may be the worst thing you can do. Not respecting other people's cars. You park next to somebody and you slam the door open and you leave a dent on somebody's car. You should never do that. You should always respect other people's belongings. And the idiots in the cities that parallel park and think the bumpers are for bumping into each other when they parallel park. That drove me nuts when I lived in Washington, D.C. and when I lived in New York City. Of course, I wasn't driving cars and parking on the streets in New York City unless I had a rental. But even then, I wouldn't disrespect the rental car. Never. It's just not in me. I saw a TikToker talking about Maryland and how it's a crowded state, and then, well, he said, except for these parts of Maryland, and he brings up Southern Maryland. I'm like, dude, you haven't been to Southern Maryland in a while. It's a mess down here. It used to be, back in the good old days, it was nice and quiet, but now it is just congested. Forget about it in Charles County. And St. Mary's County, even, where I am now, is a mess. Unless you're way out in the country in the southern end of the county. Mechanicsville, Charlotte Hall, Lexington Park, Hollywood, California, forget about it, man. It is crowded. Got a Sheetz going in right up here. There's a Royal Farms going in up the road. It's basically a bedroom community at this point. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for following me. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.